What's up, gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about some Wii U stuff directly to you. So I kind of have a new setup here with this small table to make things easier for myself. Let me know if this is weird or if it looks good or you don't care. Let me know in the comments below. So today we're going to be focusing on some indie physical releases for the Wii U. Let's check them out. Alright, so first up, I guess to give a little backstory about the physical released indie games for the Wii U. In the tail end of the Wii U's life cycle, Nintendo didn't really have a lot of games to pump out because they'd lost faith in the console, and they were hard at work on the Switch games. However, they decided, let's throw these Wii U owners some bones and give them some physical games. So they contacted a bunch of indie developer publishers, so like 505, Nighthawk, or is Night Eye, I'm not entirely sure, we'll find out in a second, and a few other ones like Xseed and this and that, and they contacted them and they got them putting out physical games. And I believe the reason that happened was because they made it a lot cheaper for the indie companies to, however it is that they buy the discs or the cases and all that stuff, they made publishing on the Wii U easier for the indie developers and stuff, which is a practice they still have today, because as you can tell with the Switch games, a lot of the times it's just a lot of indie games coming out, which there's nothing wrong with that. They're good games and they're sold at a reasonable price. But so let's jump into these games here. First one here we have is Terraria. So this is a really cool game. It's a the way it's been described to me, and I've played it, the way I would describe it even, is that it's basically a 2D Minecraft. Really fun game, very unique. Definitely not a lot of games like this. Definitely a good pick up and play game, and if you can find this still, which before Toys R Us closed out, they were selling these for $20, and I think the MSRP on this was $20 or $30. I bought this brand new, obviously, when it came out, because I bought everything new when it came out on the Wii U. I was one of the few. Really cool game though. I've definitely enjoyed quite a few hours on this game. It's definitely a good pick up and play game and just a fun thing. This was published by 505 Games, and then here we go to the next company, which I did not mess up their name actually. So this is Tumblestone. This is a puzzle game, and this was published by Nighthawk Interactive, and I believe the developer was the Quantum S. Oh man, I can't even. That's such a small print. Whew, something. You'll have to look it up, or I'll put it up right here. But yeah, so this is a pretty cool, colorful puzzle game. I definitely enjoyed this one over the years. This came out, I guess this was like 2015. I guess was when this would have came out. I think that sounds about right to me. But I remember seeing this and Terraria at Toys R Us all the way till the end of the days for Toys R Us. But definitely a good puzzle game to pick up. It's solid, and it's like $20 used or less probably at GameStop. Now here's one that I would still consider an indie game, and this got a very limited print run, if people didn't know that, for all the platforms, not just the Wii U. This is Mighty Number 9. I bought this day one. I was very excited to get this. Now, what's cool about this one, I don't know about all the other versions, but the Wii U one came with this nice art book, and there's a lot of, I'll go ahead and get some B-roll of this actually, but a lot of nice art in here, just really cool to look at. You can look at all the character designs, the boss designs, and this and that. And then it came with a nice poster, which I'll go ahead and show this as well. And I believe, yeah, it is double-sided. So on this side you've got that, and on this side you've got that. So a really cool poster, and then also it came with a DLC code for Ray and then Retro Beck. So basically, like a 2.5D 8-bit styled Beck is what that is. He's blocky. But really good game in my opinion. I enjoyed this. I'm not the biggest Mega Man fan, but I definitely appreciate Mega Man and what he did for gaming, and I wanted to support this and the developer and the team that made it. So I bought it, and I really enjoyed this, and I think that if people were to go into this and play it again with their nostalgia glasses off and just play it for Mighty Number 9, not the fact that it's a spiritual Mega Man successor, I think people would have found more joy in this game. Definitely a good title to pick up for any platform. Doesn't really have any Wii U specific stuff to it, which kind of sucks, but then again, what could they have really added to this to make it better? A level editor would have been cool on the gamepad, though. Just saying. Now here's a really good one. This series actually took me by surprise here. This is Runbow. So these are really cool games. It's kind of like a jumping game. Well, I'm gonna have gameplay here anyway. I don't know why I'm playing with my hands. But yeah, so it's like a running game, jumping game. But what's really cool about this one is they added in 15 indie guest characters. You know, you got your Shovel Knight, your Azure, your Bit Runner, and they got, you know, all sorts of different indie characters you can play as, and all of it's on the disc. And it's just a really fantastic game here. This again was published by Nighthawk Interactive, so there was some kind of deal that Nintendo and them had going on there toward the tail end. But really cool game here. Definitely recommend it. Again, super cheap. Now this one here, I haven't actually had time to try this yet, but now I actually really want to now that I'm holding it and looking at it. This is the Book of Unwritten Tales 2. So I believe this is available on all of the 3 current platforms and PC, and I believe it actually might even be coming out to Switch here eventually. But so this is like a point-and-click adventure game. I haven't played the first one though, which kind of sucks because I don't know if they're linked or if it's just like a sequel. But so this was published before. Okay, so a little backstory here for anybody that doesn't know. There was Nordic Games, and then it was THQ Nordic, and now I believe it's just THQ. But then there was also Nordic, and then there was Nordic THQ. There was a bunch of different ones, but they were all owned by one pyramid. But so they've basically acquired almost all of the THQ IPs back, which is really good because me personally, I really loved all the things that THQ used to make. Your Saints Rose, your Two Human, all the different things that they used to make. I really enjoyed them all. But this is a really cool point-and-click game. Beautiful graphics and the art style and the design of it and just all that stuff. I did play it for about 10 minutes. I do now want to delve into this and really play it. I would think that this game would have some touchscreen, stuff to it. So I'll definitely report back on that at some point. But really cool indie game. Again, you can get that super cheap anywhere. Now here's a good one. You already knew this was probably coming at some point. This is Shovel Knight, arguably one of the better indie games. So what's really cool about this one is that this manual, oh my goodness, that is the thickest manual I've seen in ages. This is bigger than a Super Nintendo manual. This is love and care put into a gaming manual. Like, look at that. This is just phenomenal right here is what this is. Every time I open this case up, I'm like, man, this has got some heft to it. And every time I open this up and I just look at it and they're fully inked pictures too. Like it's full color. It's got all the characters, the different spells, and the artifacts that you can get, and just like look at some of that imaging. Like this is like, again, like a lost art of gaming that just sadly only the limited companies and Nicalis are doing. And it kind of, wow, the original receipt's still in here. What day did this come out? This came out November 3rd, 2015, it looks like, is when I bought it. So I would assume that was launch day because I bought almost all this stuff on launch day. But not much needs to be said about Shovel Knight. This is literally pretty much one of the most famous indie games there is. So, but I will throw up some gameplay here. So if you've never played Shovel Knight, I definitely recommend it on any platform that you want to play it on. One cool thing about this too was they did release a Shovel Knight amiibo. And I do have that, I just didn't get it down from the closet because I didn't really think about it, frankly. But really great game on any system you pick that up for. Now here's one that really, really took me by surprise. So on PSN, they had the PlayStation Plus games that they would give away for free. And a long time ago, I got Steamworld Dig on the PS3. This was pre-PS4, so this was, I don't know, 2013, like early 2013, late 2012 when I got Steamworld Dig for free on PlayStation Plus. And when PlayStation Plus first came out, I had it just because I don't know, I had it, and I never played any of the games because they used to give out shit games. Not that they really give out great games now, but so they gave out Steamworld Dig, and I just, out of curiosity, I was like, this looks really cool. I want to try this. And I tried it, and I absolutely fell in love with the game. Steamworld Dig is probably one of my favorite indie games, and it really reminds me of Terraria in small aspects, just because it's 2D and got a big world that you kind of traverse through and stuff. I guess Steamworld Dig, you mainly go down because you're digging. But either way, it's a big-ass world that you're in. Really fantastic game. However, with this is the Steamworld Collection, is what they... Yeah, Steamworld Collection. So this also comes with Steamworld Heist, which is a completely different game in the same universe with the same character design and level design. But in this, you're in space, you're in spaceships, and it's almost kind of like a turn-based shooting game, and you have to like get cover, and you can like throw grenades, and you have to like traverse through the level, and there's different objectives and stuff. And again, I'm probably showing gameplay right here, but really fantastic game. And both these games actually really blew me away with just how fun they were. And this was the pivotal... Steamworld Dig was the pivotal turn for me where I finally gave in and got over my bias of indie games sucking. And then I eventually realized that most indie games are actually more polished and better than AAA games that come out to this day. Because these are small companies or even individuals. Like Axiom Verge was made by one dude. And again, I mean, if you haven't played Axiom Verge, that's an amazing game. But, so Steamworld Dig, it really changed gaming for me in the sense that I started to play indie games and I started to enjoy them, and you can't go back now. And then, Limited Run came out late 2014, I think is when they came out. I was one of the first people that was on that, and I started buying Limited Run games, and the rest is history now. But this you can find really cheap still. I would say that most of these are actually fairly uncommon because they were later printed games. They were in all stores, but they were later printed in the life cycle of the Wii U. So you're definitely going to want to pick some of these up if you do intend on wanting to enjoy these. And one great thing about the Wii U is 99% of the games, even if they do require an update, they're still playable off the disc, which is awesome. So Steamworld Collection, really great game. Now again, another one that really took me by surprise. This one is a really cool game. It is digitally available on Xbox. It is physically available on the PS4 and the Switch as well. But to me, this really just shines on the Wii U. I don't know why, but it's the first place I played it, so to me it belongs on the Wii U. So this is Gianni Assisters' Twisted Dream Director's Cut. So this was the Director's Cut version of the Steam game that came out many years prior. This is by far one of the prettiest 2.5D games you're ever going to see. At least until the next pretty one comes out. But this is a fantastic looking game. The sound effect in it, the level design, the way that the physics of the characters move. So what it is, and I'm showing gameplay here at this point, there's two sisters, and they kind of like travel between the light and the dark worlds, and you have to collect gems, and then there's different bosses and platforms, and it's just a really fantastic platformer game. And it really just brings you back because it's kind of an easy game, but it's still really, really fun to just play and enjoy for the system. Gianni Assisters, definitely recommend it. Can be picked up at GameStop again for less than 20 bucks used. I do highly recommend picking this up soon though, as none of these games I see very often. Now the last two here are big box games. Now I know what you're thinking, Alex, that probably doesn't count because it's got a sweet big box. No, it kind of does. So, Shantae HalfGenie here. This became popular with HalfGenie. There were prior games to it. The Game Boy Color game was the original one, and then I think there was a DS one prior, and then this one, I believe, and then there's Pirate Curse, and then there's Quest for Booty. No, Quest for Booty's Ratchet and Clank. I have them up here for the PS4, but they're in second stack. But either way, so Shantae really got big with HalfGenie, and I couldn't be happier about that because Shantae is a really great series. I've really enjoyed them. They're Metroidvania-esque platforming games. Beautiful crafted worlds, and the stories, so they continue to each other loosely, and the stories to them are really good. They're really just amazing to play, and visually this is a beautiful game on any of the platforms you get this on. This is available. I actually have this on the Vita as well, physically. So Vita, PS4, Wii U, digitally on PC and Xbox. Cannot recommend this game enough. Absolutely fantastic game. And they actually just recently announced at the time recording this that they're making another game, and I'm very excited for that, and we'll obviously be grabbing the physical release of that. So HalfGenie, this is a really nice package here. It comes with a little soundtrack in the game, and this is the big box for it. Really cool game though. Definitely a great grab if you see the big box. They definitely were available in stores for quite a while. Now here's a recent one that came out for the Wii U. This is Axiom Verge. This is still a sealed copy. I have a Switch copy that is open. I don't really want to open this. I kind of want to, but I kind of don't. I only grabbed one copy. Limited Run did this game right. They did 6,000, a print of 6,000 of these. I feel like that's a fair enough amount to the people that are collecting for the Wii U. There's probably not even 6,000 people collecting for the Wii U anyway, but to me that was a very good amount, and I'm happy that they did that. Really grateful to have grabbed this. I do want to play it again on the Wii U, but I kind of just almost don't want to open it just because it's like, this is more than likely the last game that's coming out for the Wii U. Just Dance 2020 might come out, but I kind of doubt it. But if it does, obviously I'll grab it. But for the Wii U, these are basically all the indie games that got physically released. There were a few that I really would have loved to have seen. There was Fast Racing, so it was Fast Racing Neo on the Wii U, and then when it came to the Switch, it was Fast Racing RMX, or no, it was Fast RMX. Neither of them still have a physical release. They are, by no stretch of the imagination, F-Zero rip-offs, but they're the best rip-off possible because the Fast Racing game, truly one of the better racing games I've played in a long time. I really enjoyed the shit out of that game on the Wii U. I would really love to have a physical release of it. Hopefully one day Super Rare or Limited Run will release that, at least for the Switch. If they gave us a Wii U version though, Limited Run, I highly doubt you're ever going to watch this, but if you gave us, like a nice treatment like this, with Fast Racing or Neo, oh my god, I would be so happy with that. But there were a few other really cool indie games that came out on the Wii U. One that really sticks out to me is it's called Epic Dumpster Bear. I've never bought the game, but I've always wanted to. Just because of how ridiculous that sounds. It's a dumpster. It's a bear who's like, the goal is like a dumpster, and then like he eats in the dumpster and shit. And just go ahead and do yourself a solid and Google Epic Dumpster Bear for the Wii U. It's a really, really funny looking game, and I've always wanted to try it. And there were a few games here and there that really were really great indie games on the Wii U, and it's unfortunate, but this is what we got. So this is essentially all the indie games that are physically released for the Wii U for anybody collecting for the Wii U. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and hopefully you learned something from it. Kept it under 20 minutes, so good for me. As always, peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you motherfucker! This is it, baby.